Let me tell you one of my favourite stories. This was a business coaching colleague of mine some time ago. He went into a sales meeting. It was him and one of his business partners went into a small accounting firm. They met with the managing director and three of her partners to have a sit down. And just as the meeting was getting going, the receptionist popped her head in and said, "Look, just to let you know, our kettle's packed it in. I've got to go across the road to grab those coffees. They'll be about 5 minutes late." No big deal, but the managing partner jumped straight out of her chair. "We only recently bought that kettle," she said. "We've still got the receipt. I know exactly where it is." And off she scurried. 15 minutes later, she came back in. Very, very happy grin on her face. "Found the receipt, still under warranty. We'll get that kettle fixed for free." And my colleague, with courage that I certainly don't have, launched into the conversation by asking the managing director and each of her three partners their hourly rates. And he shared that even though this was a get-to-know-each-other meeting and they weren't charging, let's assume his hourly rate, his colleague's hourly rate, add all of those up, divide by 4 for the 15 minutes that she was out of the room looking for that receipt, and informed her that that kettle had just cost her $450. It's a saying that you're probably familiar with, that you as the business owner are worth $500 or $1,000 or many thousands of dollars per hour to the growth of your business, and yet you find yourself doing the $20 an hour tasks. Today, we're going to talk about how you evolve yourself away from those and how technology has created a situation to make that even easier and more profitable. Now, at first, it is some of those simple tasks that you can outsource to a support person or another delivery expert, somebody who you can pay on an hourly rate less than you can charge them out at or less than your time is worth. You delegate internally. And if you systemize your processes, then you will be able to delegate efficiently, set very clear expectations, and manage those people without having to micromanage, without your time continually getting pulled into those lower value tasks. Increasingly, globalization and again, the support of technology has meant that some of those tasks can even be delegated offshore. And I'm a big believer that offshoring has a place in almost every Australian business. Now, as your business develops, specialist capability becomes essential. Now, at the beginning, that was probably things like funding, your bank manager, your accountant, perhaps having a lawyer. And as the business grows, you find that you have needs to delegate away to outsource some of the key tasks that you as the business owner have taken responsibility for. Get the right support around things like strategy, marketing, people and culture. Start building your own personal wealth. And of course, all of those business support functions, things like getting your office cleaned, which are not the best and most valuable use of your time, and increasingly not even the best and most valuable use of your team's time. Now, as you grow bigger and bigger, you may bring some of those functions in-house where you need the strategic capability on a full-time basis. But finding part-time support people or outsourcing those to specialist professional services is a great way to get the leverage without all of the expense. Now, 10 years ago, I would have put IT, information technology, squarely in that business support. It was something you needed to have, emails, a website, but it wasn't something that was really a strategic value to your business. And that's simply not the case anymore. See, all of these are still largely driven by people. And indeed, here we're able to introduce you to exactly the right person in any of those slices who can help your business for the business stage that you're at. But technology has now reached the point where it's not about people anymore. We now have the opportunity through cloud, technology and data to delegate, to outsource, to pass over some of the tasks that are taking your time or your team's time without actually needing another person to do it. Now, cloud technology still sounds to a lot of business owners like a buzzword. The easiest way I can think to describe it is that the cloud is somebody else's computer. Instead of having everything sitting on your desktop or your server, which might go down at any point in time, you can outsource the storage of that information to somebody else's. And when you're talking about companies like Amazon and Google, who host a lot of the cloud technology globally, you realize that their technology is actually a heck of a lot better than yours, and they've got backups and the ability, if one computer goes down, to still have your information running and live, again, getting rid of some of those issues that you may have had in the past. The main benefit, though, is not just getting rid of some of those administrative headaches. It's the ability, by storing everything in the cloud on that other person's computer or range of computers, that they can be talking to each other and sharing data. And there's things like APIs that exist that allow different programs to talk to each other, or through even things as simple as online spreadsheets. The ability to get data out of one program into the cloud where another program can then import it, can read it, and can feed back that information to you in real time. And it's the real-time benefit of using the cloud to support you as the business owner that I think so many privately owned businesses are still not quite understanding. They don't really appreciate just how much they can be getting done, not at $20 an hour, not by getting an expert to come in on a 1 day a week or a few hours a month kind of basis, but to actually be able to have this free or next to free out there, never taking a lunch break, never having a sick day, continually processing that information, completing tasks in your workflow, producing information that gets pushed back to you in real time. Now, if that sounds like something that would actually streamline your operations, that would reduce your overheads, go straight to your bottom line, or indeed, which I'm seeing in a lot of businesses that I'm working with, actually help the team to add more value, to charge more, to work with more clients, or to deliver greater value, to increase referrals and repeat business. If that sounds like an opportunity to you, well then you do have a choice. You can go and become a bit of an expert yourself, research how this could apply to you. And if you love that kind of stuff, go nuts, have fun. But really, that's a task that at $500 or $1,000 or many thousands of dollars per hour that you are worth to your business, you are much better off outsourcing. And so even though the eventual result will be something that is very low cost or free and working continuously, it does still start the way that a lot of these other functions and specialist capability support have started, and that's having a conversation with an expert, somebody who understands cloud technology, who understands data, and most importantly of all, wants to take the time to understand your business to see how your operations can be automated.